from Long Island's Dairy.
Meet Captain Michael Rost and his team from Lynbrook High School, the Fighting Owls, as they take on Captain Craig Talalian and the Golden Eagles of Bethpage High School right here on Brainstormers. Brainstormers, the game of quick-witted factual recall. I'm your host, June Connell. Let's find out who our players are. From Lynbrook High School, we have Keith Meyer, Captain Michael Rost, and Philip Ehrlich. The coach for Lynbrook is Joseph Cleary. The alternate is Christopher Isaacs. Facing them today is the team from Bethpage High School. We have Lloyd Shin. Craig Talalian is their captain, and Adam Cohen. Their coach is Ed Cryer. Their alternate is Alexandra Grinchpin. Our judge today is Dr. Anthony DeFalco, Dean for the Long Island University Plan, and we thank him for being here today. Let's move right into our game. This is round one, and these are the rules. Round one is a toss-up round. All of our questions are worth 3 points. There are no point deductions for incorrect answers. Anyone who wishes to answer a question may do so simply by signaling and then waiting to be recognized before answering. Missed questions will be offered to the opposing team. Consultation is not permitted, and after the round-ending tone is sounded, a final toss-up question will be given, and a correct answer on the toss-up earns that team a 3-part bonus question. I wish good luck to both of our teams, and now we begin our game. This is round one. Our first category is political blunders. Who, in 1990, lost substantial public confidence when she attempted to replace the local property tax with a head levy requiring all adults to pay something toward community services? Craig?
Elizabeth Dole.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Lynbrook? Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher. Biology is the category. What naturalist wrote this in 1835? I will conclude my description of the natural history of these islands. Lloyd?
Charles Darwin.
Yes, correct, Charles Darwin. Inventors is the category. Name the inventor who obtained a patent in 1765 for a new method of lessening the consumption of steam and fuel in fire engines. We go to Mike.
Fulton.
No, I'm sorry, that's not right. Bethpage, can you answer? James Watt. James Watt is the answer. Drama is our next toss-up category. Telephones or furniture or streetlights might be used as props in a play. The word prop is short for what? Keith?
Properties.
Yes, correct, properties. U.S. quotes, the category. What American who lived from 1879 to 1935 said many things like this? I don't make jokes. I just watch the government and report the facts. We go to Mike.
Will Rogers?
Yes, that's correct. Will Rogers. Soviet history is our category. Who in 1956 detailed the horrors of Stalin's rule at a closed session of the 20th Party Congress and began his de-Stalinization policies? Mike?
Khrushchev?
Yes, Nikita Khrushchev. Propaganda, the category. Both Iva Togori and Ruth Hayakawa were identified as Japanese broadcasters of propaganda to U.S. servicemen during World War II. By what one name did American servicemen refer to these women? Not in time, I'm sorry, Keith. Tokyo Rose. Presidential actions is the category. What president unsuccessfully sought congressional approval for a bill adding new justices? Mike?
Franklin Roosevelt?
Yes, that's correct, Franklin Roosevelt. Labor unions is the category. There are two basic categories of labor unions. A union whose membership is comprised of people involved in all kinds of different jobs related to the manufacturing of automobiles would belong to which category? Mike?
AFL?
No, that's not right. Bethpage, can you answer? Adam?
A closed union?
No, the industrial union. Industrial. Nonfiction and fiction is the category. The following is an excerpt from an account written in 1709, which became the basis for what popular novel? His name was Alexander Selkirk, a Scotchman who had been master of the Cinque Ports. Robinson Crusoe. Worms is the category. Each segment of an earthworm's body has 4 pairs of small bristles. Mike? I'm sorry, Keith?
Sete?
Yes, that's correct. Sete. Archaeology is the category. What term derived from Greek words meaning large and stone can be applied to any large stone in an archaeological context? We go to Craig?
Fossils?
No. Lynbrook, can you answer? Mike?
Boulder?
No. Megalith. Megalith. Plays is the category. In what play does Linda say, he'll find his way, and Willie say, sure, certain men just don't? We go to Adam.
Death of a Salesman.
Yes, that's correct. Death of a Salesman. Resolutions is the category. The Virginia Resolution of 1798 expressed a theory that each state, we go to Mike.
Nullification.
No, that's not correct. Bethpage, the Virginia Resolution of 1798 expressed a theory that each state has a right to interpret the Constitution and determine the validity of acts passed by Congress. Who authored this resolution? Lloyd?
Thomas Jefferson.
No, James Madison. You didn't hear the whole question there, but that was a good try. History of music is the category. With what form of music are these names directly associated? Jelly Roll Morton, Duke Ellington. We go to Adam.
Jazz.
Yes, correct, jazz. Woodrow Wilson is our category. The phrase used by Woodrow Wilson in 1913 in describing his policy of non-recognition of General Huerta's government was watchful what? Craig?
Imprisonment.
No, I'm sorry, that's not right. Lynbrook, can you answer? We go to Keith.
Supervision.
No, watchful waiting. Watchful waiting. Architecture is the category. While visiting Italy, Morris found himself walking below a series of arches supported on piers. What is the correct architectural name for this sort of structure? Philip?
Aqueduct.
No, that's not correct. Bethpage? Craig?
Gothic.
No, arcade, known as an arcade. That's the end of our regular round one questions. We go now to our final toss-up question. Remember, the team that answers this correctly will earn our three-part bonus question. Here we go. The category is the world. Richard Nixon was president when the United States invaded what country adjacent to South Vietnam? Mike?
Cambodia.
Yes, that's correct. Cambodia. Lynbrook has earned our three-part bonus question. Remember that you may confer on these, but Mike, you're the one who has to actually give the answer. Here we go. For 3 points apiece, identify each of the following numbers as rational, irrational, or imaginary. The first is the cube root of 64.
Irrational.
No, I'm sorry. Rational was the correct answer. Next is the square root of negative 100.
Imaginary.
Yes, correct. And finally, 1/2.
Rational.
Yes, correct. Okay, 2 out of 3. That's 6 extra points for Lynbrook right there. That's the end of round one. Our score at this point, Lynbrook with 24 points and Bethpage with 9 points. Nice round of applause for both of our teams. Before we go into round two, let's find out a little bit about our players in Lynbrook. We have an interesting question for them today, and Keith, you're the first one on your team who's going to answer. If you could be anybody in history that you wanted to be, who would it be and why?
Well, maybe General Schwarzkopf. He's so powerful. He could do basically whatever he wants, you know, over there in controlling the troops, and he's just one of the greatest heroes in American history.
Okay, so you are looking at him as a role model for you now?
Yes.
All right, thanks. Okay, Mike, how about for you?
Alexander Hamilton, because he just basically set up the United States government, and a lot of his ideas are still in practice today, and he made them over 200 years ago, so...
What would you do differently that he did?
I agree with, like, most of his stuff.
Yeah, okay. Philip, how about for you?
I'd probably like to be Napoleon. He had lots of power.
I'm sorry, you said?
Napoleon.
Napoleon, okay.
He had lots of power, and I'd like to have that much power for one day at least.
Wouldn't that be nice, just for a day? Okay. Thanks for playing today. Nice round of applause for our team from Lynbrook High School. Time now to move into round two. We'll speak with our other team after round two. These are the rules for round two. It's a doubles round. Questions are worth 3 points apiece. I'll ask a toss-up question. Each time one is answered correctly, the team earns a second question. That's the doubles. There's no conferring on the toss-ups, but teams may confer on the doubles, but it's the captain that has to answer that doubles question. Here we go. This is round two. Good luck to both of our teams. The first category is chemistry. What 3-letter suffix added to the name of a chemical element means the element's lower combining number? We go to Mike.
8.
No, that's not correct. Bethpage, can you answer? Adam?
Cis.
No. Us. O-U-S. Explorers is our next category. This passage is about what explorer? In 1502, on his second voyage to the New World, he reached the coast of Brazil. Craig?
Christopher Columbus.
No, I'm sorry, that's not right. Lynbrook, this passage is about what explorer? In 1502, on his second voyage to the New World, he reached the coast of Brazil and sailed as far south as the Rio de la Plata, which he was the first to discover. Keith?
Amerigo Vespucci.
Yes, that's correct, Vespucci.